Yes, and I want to say yes because I'm passionate about this next topic. And now you're going to start asking me, what is this all about? And it's all about understanding your unique design. Um, and why this? Because I've asked my MBA students simple questions like, tell me who you are. Tell me why you exist. Tell me where you're going. And that was the starting point of just trying to understand is something like DNA. Because we are saying you are unique, but then we assess people according to, say, Myers-Briggs and left brain and right brain, and then we classify people in boxes. But then why do we say, but you are unique? You've got the only person with these, the way you talk and this is who you are. So my expectations all about for this session is I want to take you through a couple of fundamental principles. But the first one is in Philippians 3:12-14. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward that goal to win that prize. So I'm asking and I'm challenging you, where are you right now? What are you doing with your unique talents, your gifting? Because a lot of people sometimes, and I've seen this, they're feeling like prisoners. They are going to work every day. 60-75% of the time they're in the workplace, but they're not enjoying it. There's not enough fun, but they're getting the salary. Now, there's something missing, and that's why I'm always saying is, do you really understand your GPS? And your GPS is your God's positioning in life. Where does it fit in? Because in organizations, I do get people who are not committed. They're not even committed to the job. They're not sure what to do, and how, but they said, Mario, I'm getting a salary and that's fine. But I always love to start asking people, tell me about your mission statement in life. What makes you tick? What are your strengths? Your things like your interest, and then you put it together. For those of you listening to us and said, I've never done a decent a personal mission statement, let's do it. And let me help you with that, because that to me is vital for you to enjoy the rest of the session. And you need to start with that. Something that I've learned in life is that you need to understand things like my eternal realities, my external realities, also my eternal realities. And that's part of who I am and why I exist and where do I see myself. In life, and I want to repeat, I've said this in one of the previous programs, there are various courageous conversations. And I've put down 7 courageous conversations. Like number 2 is understanding your character and your competency, your GPS, the real-time fine-tuning, having EQ conversations, your parent for life, or you're finishing well. But the number 1 conversation, understanding your design and living according to your design. No, His design. I want to repeat those words, not according to your design, to His design. A big difference, because it's possible you're sitting in a job, you're not always fitting in, and you realize you don't know what to do. So I've asked myself, I've done at this stage 1,524 assessments. And I've asked myself, why are people unhappy in the work? And it averages about 4 out of 5 people. Now that to me is it possible? Yes. People saying, I'm going to work, but that's not me. I'm not fully enjoying it. And there's a concern. And I know these type of things take time, but there's a way to help you. You don't need to wait until you're 50, 60 to connect with your GPS, your God's positioning system. Now, I want to use a simple technique that I've learned over the years. It's called Ikigai. It's a Japanese style of understanding your lifestyle. So what they do, they first of all, and I'm sure that they're going to put this on the video for us, the first thing is always, what do you love doing? And then they'll ask you a couple of questions, and that will be part of your workbook and the handouts also. The next one is, what do the world needs? And that's the important second one. The third one is, what can you get paid for? Because we are living and working, we need some finances. And then what are you good at? So what I'm saying to you, and specifically the career director is doing something very similar. We always look at your personality first. Let's analyze your personality. Then we look at your interests. Then we start looking at your skills, and then we start looking at your values. Now, to me, that's a must. I would love to see each and every person do a career direct assessment tool. For if you are, say, sometimes you've got young people, I'm saying do this. To me, it's like vocational discipleship, because I want to help a person very early in his career to hear those words, faithful servant. It's not about faithful pastor, faithful doctor, faithful servant. So there's a lot of mismatching, but I want to repeat, we are on earth for a short time. And we need to understand the new world of work. What are we working? And I want to give you 6 principles. The first one is the origin of work is God. In other words, God work. And that's principle number 1. Principle number 2, all work has meaning and dignity. A lot of people think, well, you know, I'm just cleaning this toilets, or I'm doing this, and maybe it's not meaning. And I'm saying, no, every job has purpose. That's number 2. Number 3 is God has a plan for each life. In other words, you have a purpose. So we're talking about defining your destiny and unique CPD, your calling, your purpose, your destiny. Principle number 5, our work is a platform for ministry. In other words, your work is a witness. You can play such a key role. That's why for those of you who are in the marketplace, this is your opportunity. Get involved. Number 5 is you are to be excellent in your work in order to glorify God. In other words, give God your best. First 5 principles. A lot of people saying, you know, well, Mario, this is different in the new world. And I'm saying, no, you are to be excellent. So when, you know, this is vital. And number 6 is we need to dedicate our work to God, depend on Him. In other words, be kingdom focused. 6 fundamental principles that I want you to understand. I want you to live it out, because if you don't do it, I know what's going to happen. You're going to end up maybe as a victim, maybe as a spectator, maybe as a work alcoholic. You work and work and work and work. And I'm saying, no, you need to have a fulfilled life, but then you need to apply things differently. And even if you have insecurities means you don't know who you are, you don't know your identity, you don't have enough emotional security, there's not enough affirmations, or maybe you're struggling with moral authority. Sort out your insecurities. Look at your top 5 priorities. And then, you know, it's your start. And I just want to touch something here. When you are serious about setting goals also and understanding your CPD, it's important that you also work for setting goals. And I know that's going to be another session, but goals help me for direction in my life. It's giving me a sense of purpose. It's giving me guidelines. It's promoting enthusiasm. So I'm asking myself, you know, what are you going to do next year? What are you going to study? Talk to me about your goals, your spiritual goals, your financial goals. We need to have goals. And we're not talking about goal sitting. We're talking about goal setting. So that's part of this whole process of assessments. And then whatever you do, even if your design, your destiny, be specific. Specific, and I'm saying measurable, actionable, realistic, and time frame. So let's talk about what are the next steps when you're talking about your calling, your purpose, your destiny, and all these type of things. I think one of the key things is stop trying to fit in where you were supposed or born to stand out, even in your career. Something else that you can do, sometimes we need to declutter ourselves and understand, you know, where we are and how we're going to work together. And if you do have problems, you know, it's great to have dreams, but it's got to be implementation to make it happen. It's also okay to have a bucket list of things that you still want to achieve and where you want to be. So think about the following statements. What are you aiming for? What is important? What do you want to achieve? Because if you're serious about this exercise, I think you need to implement this. But I want to start closing the session with a great statement from Helen Keller. And listen, they ask her, what would be worse than being born blind? Listen to that. What would be worse than being born blind? And she replied, to have sight without vision. And a lot of us got sight, but no vision. And that's why I'm asking you, do you have a clear vision in terms of your future, your goal, the things that you want to do? And that's why I want to say again, activate your purpose statement. Connect with your unique design. Do some gap skills. Qualify yourself, understand your purpose and your destiny, and do something about it. Do some courses, do some spiritual assessments, because that's part of your growing. Don't stand still. Play according to your strengths, and do focus on these type of things, because they're saying, and I heard this before and I want to repeat this, there are 3 types of people in the world. Number 1, those who make things happen. Those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what happened. I want you to be that first part. Let's make things happen. And then also a great statement. At one stage I studied overseas, and it was also in Chicago, and I've heard the statement from Stephen Covey, and listen to this. They said, eat as if you just had a heart attack. Work as if your job description is under consideration. Talk as if you can overhear what you are saying, and live as if you are going to have a face-to-face with your Creator any moment. So what are we saying is, you can keep on thinking, plan for the future. In other words, but think those, eat, work, talk, and live, and use that opportunity so that you can make that difference. Don't be afraid about it. Be, somebody who's looking for change, and implement it, and you can make a difference. God bless you.